So this is surviving an earthquake. These pictures I'm going to show you are off of a poster that was put together by Earthquake Country Alliance and FEMA. I don't think if you are in an office kind of setting, this is what you do during an earthquake. You get down on your hands and knees, you get under furniture as much as you can, you protect your neck. If there's no table around you, get down on all fours and crawl to an inside wall. The only thing magic about this inside wall is that you're not close to these windows. That's the only thing you're trying to do is get away from the windows. If there is no table, again, crawl to an inside wall away from the windows. And if you have trouble getting down on all fours, and let's say you're seated like this gentleman is, your goal is to get lower than the back of this chair. So anything flying off of the wall or down off the ceiling hopefully will hit that chair before it hits them. Your goal through all of these pictures is to get lower than the furniture. Next one, if you're in bed, if it's nighttime and you feel an earthquake, stay in bed, lie face down, cover your head and your neck with a pillow. Stay there. When the shaking stops, put on your shoes before getting out of bed. See all this broken stuff on the ground? There are many, many injuries after earthquakes by people jumping up out of bed and running. A, they get hurt running, and B, they step on something and cut their feet because none of us sleep in shoes and socks. Here's a little aside. I really like this idea. If you can find a drawstring bag, something like this that's big enough for a pair of shoes, maybe socks if you care. I would throw socks in there and definitely a light source, a flashlight, a headlamp, something like that. Put it in this bag, tie this bag to your bed frame, to one of the posts of your bed, so that wherever the bed bounces to, this bag goes with it, and you know exactly where to start looking for your shoes and that light source when the shaking stops. So that's what this drawstring bag is for. Next scenario, you're out and about, you're shopping, you're in a grocery store. If there's nothing to get under, this person right here is next to a shopping cart. That's a really smart place to be. Things might hit that shopping cart before hitting you. You can also get underneath clothing racks. You can get in shelves. If there's empty shelving in a like a Home Depot or whatever, it's not a bad idea to get in those shelves. This person is in a wheelchair, unable to get down to the ground on all fours, but they've locked their wheelchair. And again, they're trying to get lower than the handlebars of that wheelchair. Protect your neck. Put kids under you. See this person in front? They are using their body to protect the child that's underneath them. Next scenario, if you're in a classroom, this is what our kids practice in school. Drop, cover, hold on, protect your neck, and hold on to that piece of furniture. So if it bounces, you bounce with it. If you are outside, if you can, quickly move away from power lines, buildings, and other hazards. Drop down to all fours, protect your head and your neck. If you are near the water, this is a two-part process. If you're on the beach near water or on the ground near water, you're going to get down on all fours, stay there until the shaking stops, protecting your neck. Number two, the second thing you do, as soon as the shaking reduces enough that you can stand, walk quickly to high ground or inland. And this is obviously to avoid the potential tsunami. So as soon as you can, get up and start run walking as high as you can and as far inland as you can. Next scenario, driving. If you are driving and you think something's going a little crazy, you might think that you blew a tire, but it could be an earthquake. Pull over, stop, set your parking brake. Avoid overpasses. You do not want to be stuck under this overpass. Creep out and get to where this person is, pull off the side of the road, set your parking brake, sit tight. So try to avoid overpasses, bridges, power lines, and other hazards. Stay in your car until the shaking stops. Theater. If you are in the theater, get down in between the seats if at all possible. Make sure everything that falls off that ceiling hits the back of that chair and the seat of that chair before it hits you on the ground. Or if you can't do that, lean over as much as possible. Again, you're trying to get your body to be lower than the back of that chair. Protect your head and neck. If you have just exited a building, this is what happens. Even if the
Mhm.
building is standing and very, very secure, there's going to be all kinds of stuff on the sides of it that are going to fall immediately on the edge of the building, like glass and gargoyles and all kinds of masonry. It's going to fall and it will really hurt you if you're standing next to that building. So if you just exited a building, go back inside. You are safer in that building than you are out here on the sidewalk with all of this mess.